Hey guys, I was just looking at the charts. I was looking back at the chart to look at past price action to look at what exactly happens around this time period in the markets, around this time period of the end of a year going into the next year. I was looking back and then I just kind of marked out some December periods on the chart, but then most of them all the way from 2019 were quite insignificant and they weren't telling me something specific. But then I stumbled upon and I noticed this price action around December and January of 2020, 2024, 2023 going into 2024. And then I can see like a lot of similarities within between the price action of you know the ember months of 2023, September, October, November, and that's of 2024, which we're currently in right now. Just take a look at this. It looks really, really similar if you look at this. Like we started with an uptrend. We're able to have an uptrend, a significant one, uptrend, trending up, and then at some points, that's pressure, that push got exhausted, and then we had to come down back to support. And look at what's happening currently in 2024. Basically, the same time, September. This also started in September. So basically, the ember months, September, October, November, December, all the way leading up to January, is basically the same way that happened there: September, October, November, and currently we're in December. So it looks like a direct copy and paste of this price action here. So, and then I was looking at how the price action at the December period of 2023, how it formed out, just to basically look for confluences in the kind of scenario which I'm looking for as well, because it looks like we've been following the same pattern and the same price action from the last year. And if you look at it, you see when we pumped up to a point at 50k, almost at 50k, 49k, Bitcoin could not keep up that momentum and it had to come back down to a support level to find some support. And this was the support that Bitcoin found, which is around this area. You can see basically you can see how good the support was. Support. We've got this weak support, but then this happened where we got a push down below that support. You can see this. We got this push down below the support. We spent about 1, 2, 3 days below, and then the fourth day we got right back above the support level, and then from there the trend continued. So I'm looking at this, and I'm also looking at what is happening in the price of Bitcoin right now. If you look at this, the price of Bitcoin also pumped all the way from 50 something K all the way to 108K. And now we've had to come back down to find some support, and we're currently finding that support around this area of 91K, where you can see resistance here, support here, and also support here currently. Like these two price action looks so identical that I just can't just overlook it. Like we even got this kind of a similar week here where we got a sweep of a previous low. We got this significant week and the candle week, I mean, you get me. We got this significant candle week, and then we got another push to a higher high before we came back down. Look at what happened here as well. We got this spike where we got this week which took out this low. We got the push up to high, and now we've come back down, which is exactly the same thing. So basically, I would say um we're currently right about here on the price of Bitcoin today. You can see that. So right about there, we are basically still above the support level as it was also at this point at the previous year. And if you look at what happened next, you see that we actually go a breakdown below this support level. We go up that breakdown, like we got the breakdown, and then the next days following the breakdown, we just got some tiny candles with tiny bodies, and then immediately we sprung back up above the resistance level, you see the trend continues. So this is basically a perfect deviation scenario where a deviation is basically when you have a support level and it looks like okay the price is kind of holding the support level, and then all of a sudden we got a break of support level. Everyone is panicking. They're trying to short Bitcoin, short whatever coin, trying to sell. But then the price of Bitcoin is not able to keep going any much further. That means that there is basically an absorption of all of this buy pressure, basically by the big market players, the banks, the hedge funds, the market makers, the exchanges, whatever. If we're getting a lot of people shorting, and then the price of Bitcoin is resisting that short selling pressure, that means that there is basically a bigger player who is absorbing all of these short positions, and then at some point all of this short is going to get exhausted, and then Bitcoin is going to go back up above that support level. And the moment it goes back up above support level, it's most likely going to keep moving up. That is basically what a deviation scenario is, and that is what happened here. You see, support. We broke down. Definitely, retail traders panicking, trying to sell, If you look into the order flow, you look into the heat map, you're basically going to see the skeleton of what I'm talking about. So we get people trying to sell, but the price doesn't go down, and at some point it goes back up, and then from there it goes up. So I'm basically looking for the exact same scenario here. That's why I've been talking about for the past few days. What the fuck is this? For the past few days, I've been talking about you know a kind of scenario where Bitcoin could come break down below this support level. I've said this for like 2, 3, 4 days now. Break down below that support level, and the moment if it's definitely an if, because it's also quite possible we break down and just keep trending down. But if Bitcoin breaks down below the support level at 91k, and it basically just pauses, it just stops at a level, and then it just keeps going sideways for a while. There's going to be a great chance for the same scenario to play out, where we get a deviation, where we get a pushback above the support level, and then from there we're going to get the real trend. What basically happens within this short um, price action here is quite significant to trigger a trend, because here you're going to have a lot of short traders that are going to get trapped. You're going to have a lot of bears trying to sell Bitcoin. A lot of people are going to sell their Bitcoin. Some people are going to close their swing trades, whatever. We're going to wipe out a lot of people from the market. There's going to be liquidations. There's going to be a lot of chaos in the market, and basically chaos is what drives the market. So if we get that push down, we see signs of absorption, and then we see Bitcoin start pushing back up afterwards. The moment where we get that pushback above this level is where I am going to be 100% interested in buying Bitcoin, in taking long positions, and I'm going to be aiming for higher targets wherever it may be. But first of all, probably the all-time high, this area or somewhere around there. So that's going to be like the roadmap of my plan for Bitcoin for January 2025. That's basically what I'm looking for, because the chart basically says it already. Like it's basically a one-to-one copy of what happened there. So let's keep looking out for that. So I'm just gonna. I don't care about this. I don't care about this kind of problem that's happening today, because I'm really looking for like a convincing scenario, a convincing situation to take a long trade. So I can't just get in where basically nothing has happened. Fine, we took out these lows, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel ready to me. It doesn't feel ready. Like it doesn't feel like Bitcoin is just going to do this, because that's just basically going to be a V reversal. You see this? Bitcoin almost never does a V reversal, except maybe there's an event or any news that triggers that. We most likely, most of the times, we have to like form a base where we just keep basing on a support level or below a support level, consolidating below a support level for a couple of days before we get that spring back up. But basically, what's happening here is if Bitcoin was to pump from here, that's basically going to be a reversal, which is really unlikely. It's not possible. It's not impossible, but it's really unlikely. So I would rather prefer something like this where we get that kind of deviation play. That's going to give a lot more conviction. It's going to tell me a lot more things than just pumping from here. So I'm basically going to keep looking for Bitcoin to push into that 88, 86k, 87k level for, and I'm going to be looking out for the potential of a deviation, and that's really going to be my game plan.